For years, I thought I had a confidence problem. Looking back, confidence was never the issue. The real problem was that I didn't trust myself anymore. Every time I told myself I'd do something, I didn't. Every time I said I'd finish a project, I didn't. Every promise I broke became evidence to myself that I don't keep my word to myself. Evidence that I wasn't someone I could rely on. Eventually, I realized something that changed the way I looked at confidence completely. It's simple. You can't feel confident if you don't trust yourself. Instead of trying to become someone that's more confident, I started working on trying to become someone I could trust. That changed everything. Okay, let's look back. When I look back, I think this journey started because I wanted to attract better for myself. I was tired of the kind of people I was meeting. I was just like, bruh, I deserve more than this. I remember consuming so much content that was talking about how you need to remove yourself from your current reality to the reality you'd like to be in. Literally start acting that way, start speaking to yourself in that way, start doing the thing you want to see in that reality. You need to start doing that now. I'll summarize it in this way. The contents were basically trying to tell me I need to become someone that attracts what they want by putting myself in the places I want to be in. You know, everyone kept saying if you want a different life, you need to become a different version of yourself. But I'll be honest, at first, I thought I was doing it to attract a better relationship. Somewhere along the way, my motivation changed completely. Because I realized that I didn't just want to be better for someone else. Do you get what I mean? Or be better to attract the kind of person that I want. I wanted to become that person for me, like for myself, because I was just so tired of disappointment. And the best way to guarantee you don't have disappointment is to go to do it yourself. If you rely on other people, you never know what the result could be. But if you rely on yourself, even if you don't touch the moon, you sure as hell will reach the sky. So after that, after I started realizing, you know what, I want to do this for me. I want to become a better person for myself. I started doing a lot of thinking, a lot of reflecting, and I realized I am capable. I am a very capable woman. I've always believed in myself. I've always had potential. However, potential isn't enough when you don't trust yourself to act on it. I was constantly procrastinating. I tell myself I was gonna finish something tomorrow, and tomorrow would come. Instead, I would watch Netflix, read a book, go out, do every other thing but what I told myself I'd do tomorrow. And every single time that would happen, I was collecting evidence against my own self. I was collecting evidence of a pattern I want to change, or a reality I no longer want to live in, but I continued to operate in. My self-doubt or my anxiety, my procrastination, it didn't just come out of nowhere. I had unintentionally been training my own self all this time not to trust my words, not to believe in myself as deep as is required, as I should be. That was a difficult thing to admit to myself, because I was very much stuck on, oh, it's not like other circumstances are the reason this is happening. I just get anxious easily. I'm just an anxious person. Or oh, I procrastinate. I struggle with I just procrastinate. I was always ready to tell myself what was wrong, but not actually address how I continuously fed that habit. After I understood that, oh my goodness, a lot changed for me, because I stopped thinking, oh, how do I become more confident, or how do I make a lot of money, or how do I do this. I stopped asking question of how. I started asking, how do I become someone I can trust? How do I become someone that listens to themselves, say what they say they would do when they say they would do it? How do I become someone that I can trust my own word? I know if I say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to go hiking, I'm going to trust that I can trust that you bet yourself I'm gonna do that tomorrow. That one question, it changed the way I approached everything. Oh my God. Of course, to get to this point of this realization, I had to be doing a few things in my life to, bring me these moments of actually self awareness, and being able to dissect oneself. It's a work in progress for me. It's something I've been working on, and I'll continue to work on. I'm excited to continue to work on. Now let's talk about what I actually did and changed in my life that actually helped with all this self awareness and all these realizations. And number 4 is my favorite. It took me to the next level. The first thing that actually helped was removing unnecessary decisions. Yes. I don't know about you, but if I leave something to, I will decide how I feel about it that on the day or closer to the time, I most likely would not do that then. I most likely will procrastinate on it. So I removed those barriers of decision makings away from me. I started implementing things like I go to the gym in the morning and I don't procrastinate. Like, no question, I am someone that goes to the gym in the morning. I work out my body first thing in the morning. That's me. I am someone that does that. I started becoming that person. The decision was made, and there was no negotiating. If I do not go in the morning, I know I already broke my word to myself. So one of the most important thing I did was removing unnecessary decisions. Like in the past, I struggled with getting up early in the morning to get started on my day. And one of the things is I told myself, I am someone that gets up early in the morning. So instead of deciding what time am I going to wake up tomorrow, I set an alarm for when I wake up every morning. Now, I'm not saying that what time I wake up works. And I'm not even going to say what time I wake up. Y'all will find out in future video if you want to know what my morning routine is like. But I set alarm to wake up every morning. So during my weekday, my mornings are the same. So it came with this sort of calmness first when I wake up in the morning. And I realized the more negotiating I was doing with myself, the more consistent I was becoming. Now, the second thing that really helped was I worked with my personality instead of against it. I realized a long time ago that I'm someone that focuses better when there are other people around me. Some people call it body doubling, when there's someone there with you and you're able to get the work done. I've realized I didn't know it was called body doubling till last year, but I realized I'm someone that works very well with that. Since I was very young, I realized when I'm in the library, I'm able to focus more, I'm able to do the work more. But of course, I didn't at the time attach it to the fact that it's because there are other people there as well that are focused on doing their work. So it inspires me and encourages me. And I kind of there's this hidden fear that somebody else in the library knows I'm there working. And if they look up and they see that I'm pressing my phone, they would know I'm not working. So I continue working. It's weird, but some people, it is that they are working and their partner is watching TV by the couch. They enjoy that. It makes them more focused on their work that they're doing. And they find if their partner was to leave the room for like 30 minutes, within 10 minutes of that 30 minutes, they're probably pressing their phone, checking social media, distracted. Do you get? So that's how body doubling works for me. So I made it a non-negotiable. I leave my house 2 to 3 times a week. I'd go to coffee shops, library, cafe. Shout out to Pret a Manger. I think that's how it said, Pret a Manger. Love them down. There's one near my house and I can just go there, sit down, do my work. There's no obligation that you have to buy something. I mean, most of the time I do buy a cheeky little thing here or there, the pastry, because girl, that's all I can afford. But there is no obligation that you have to buy something. I always quite enjoy being in there, especially during the heat. When the heat was raving, I just went to Pret a Manger and went to go sit in the AC. It got so cold that I had to even be leaving to go outside to get some of the heat and come back inside to get some of the cold. That simple habit change made it easier for me to complete the thing that I've started, that I want to complete. I mean, there are lots of other things included into that I changed, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in future. The third thing that changed that I think really helped was I actually changed the voice in my head. I know you're thinking, what? How? This is one of the most fascinating things that I've been doing for some years now. I actually learned yesterday that our brain perceives the voice in our head as someone talking to us. So whatever that voice says to you, your brain perceives it as someone is talking to you. Now relate that to your personality, however way it is. That's how I think some people are able to work so hard, because if the voice in their head tells them they can't do it, they want to prove it wrong. Whereas that's also another reason, that it is also that same reason why some people struggle with doing things, because if the voice in your head constantly tells you like you can't do it, then you know how it goes. For years, my inner voice had been rehearsing failure and internalizing my surroundings. I will get into that in future video, talking about how my surroundings and how surroundings truly affect the level of greatness you can achieve, or you can dream. You can dream to achieve. Yeah, that's it. You can dream to achieve. So my inner voice would tell me things like, oh, you quit, oh, you procrastinate all the time, or you don't even know what the next step is or what the next plan is. How do you know what to do next? Things like that. Do you get it? She was just always. I realized I needed to intentionally practice a different conversation with myself. I started listening to affirmations every night. I started even saying out loud the ones that resonate with me. One of my favorite things to do sometimes is in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself my plans for the day. So after I wake up, I do my journaling and I tell myself, like, whilst doing my journaling, I listen to my affirmation and I say it out loud. And then when I get up, I look at myself in the face and I tell myself my plan for the day. Of course, at first it felt very awkward. There is even still time I still look at myself in the mirror and try saying things to myself and I just start laughing now. But the first few times it was so awkward. I'd be forgetting and stuff, but over time it became so much easier to believe in the things I was saying. I kid you not, it became so good to hear me even say those things to myself. It's like I was giving myself a verbal hug. Number 4, my favorite reason for what actually made it all possible, it was that I started collecting evidence. This was probably the biggest shift for me. Instead of only noticing when I failed, I started actually noticing when I showed up, noticing when I was improving, noticing when I was doing my wake up time and my wake up routine regularly. I started noticing when I was doing my vitamins, taking my vitamins, going to the gym regularly, coming up with workouts that I would do in the gym instead of just going there to figure out what part of my body I want to work on today. I started drinking my protein shake, started doing my affirmations. I was keeping promises to myself. All the things I just mentioned, none of them are life-changing on their own, but together they become evidence. Yes, evidence that I was becoming someone I could rely on, someone that could even do this video, literally tell themselves, I'm gonna record a video tomorrow, and told themselves, I'm gonna get up, get dressed, do my makeup, look good, and record a video and actually do it. Knowing in the past is something that I've struggled so hard with. And the last thing, which you could have probably guessed because I think I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times in this video, was I started journaling. Journaling became my proof of growth. It became my everything. One of my favorite things to do now is actually look back at my old journal entries. I would love to read some in the future to you. Sometimes I read something I wrote 6 months ago and I barely recognize the person. Not because like I was a bad person or anything. Like, love her down. Love her down. Honestly, she's up there somewhere. Love her down. But because I can see how much she's grown, I can see how much she's changed. Back then, my journals were always filled with like sad things I'm going through, what I really need to change, parts of myself I'm unhappy with. But now my journals are filled with ideas, with visions, with joy, with gratitude. Constantly, every day. I realized a few days ago that every day for the past few weeks, I've written in my journal, I have had a productive day today. That's why I love journaling, because with journaling, you can always look back. Because I forgot some of the things that happened to me last week, but with my journal, if I flip through a few pages, I'm sure I'll find key moments that I remember. For me, that and those entries, those changes I'm seeing in my entries, that was the biggest evidence for me that I was truly changing. Because when I read my entry from 6 months ago, I'm not the same person. I've grown. The things I said I wanted to implement then, I've implemented them and it has yielded results. So yes, if there's anything I hope you take away from this video today, stop waiting. Stop waiting to magically feel confident and instead ask yourself, what evidence am I giving myself today to trust myself even more? For me, it's recording this video. It's showing up in this moment. A lot has happened today that really wanted to play with me, but I stayed headstrong and stuck to doing what I said I was going to do. Confidence isn't built overnight. It's built every time you keep a promise to yourself. Every workout, every journal entry, every steps on that 10K daily goals you're trying to achieve, every difficult conversation you finally have. These moments alone, they might feel small, but together they completely change the way you see yourself, the way you show up as yourself, and the way you show up for yourself. If you've ever struggled with self-doubt, I would genuinely love to hear your experience. And let me know in the comment section, what is one promise you're making to yourself that you plan to keep this week? For me, it would be editing these videos and getting it out. Let me know what yours is in the comment section, because I would love to read them and I would love for us to encourage each other. I'll catch you in my next video. Take care of yourself.